We are going to see how to configure version 1, version 2c, and how to configure these two versions when using a management VRF. If you are configuring SNMP for the first time, remember that your agent is off. Before turning it on, we can configure some settings as a best practice, for instance, contact and location. Remember, SNMP helps you maintaining an inventory for your devices within your network. We can also configure other features such as interface index persistence that can be done globally or per interface. In order to start up the SNMP agent within a Catalyst 9000, you need to create at least one community. In order to do so, we use the command SNMP server community, the name of the community and the type. We can create one or many read-only communities, one or many read and write communities. There is a bad practice here. You should not use these names. You have to use hard-to-guess names and always an access control list, so you have control over what are the IP addresses of the SNMP clients that will be communicating with this agent. We can break down the configuration of traps into two stages. At stage 1, you can choose to enable all the traps that are available within a device with this command without parameters, or you can choose to enable particular traps with the same command, but establishing what are the particular traps that you want to enable. For the second stage of configuring traps, we have two options. Option A will send all traps to a particular network management system. Option B will let us send a particular set of traps to a particular network management system. The command is almost the same. SNMP server host, the IP address of the network management system, traps, version, and community. The only difference is this list. We can use both options at the same time. If we do so, the option V will have higher preference to whatever we configured at option A. We can break down the configuration of informs into three stages. At stage 1, we are going to configure how many pending informs are we willing to store in memory, how many retries are we going to perform before giving up for a given inform, and what will be the timeout for waiting for an acknowledge for every retry. Now, for the second stage of informs, we have to choose whether we want to enable all notifications or particular notifications. This can be a little bit confusing because the command is actually the same as we do for traps. SNMP server enable traps. Now, for the final stage of configuring informs, we have two options. We can send all informs to particular network management system, or we can configure some informs to get sent to a particular network management system. The command is SNMP server host, the IP address of the network management system, informs. The version, we cannot use version 1 because informs are available since version 2c, the community name, and if we are using these two options at the same time, this option V has higher preference to whatever we configured at option A. Now, when using Catalyst 9000s, we can face this scenario where we have several interfaces that are production interfaces, and we have a particular interface that belongs to a particular VRF that is the management VRF that is created by default. Let's say that this interface is gigabit 00. This interface has IP reachability to the network management system. In this case, most of the read and write operations between the device and the network management system will happen transparently because we have IP reachability through this VRF to the network management system. However, in order to make traps and informs work, we need to set up a little bit of information. For instance, we have to add the VRF through which we want to send these traps and informs, and we must choose the particular source interface that will be used to send these traps and informs, in this case gigabit 00.